So this would be Wednesday, September 18th, regular class. We're going to get into our poem called Maggie and Millie and Molly and May. On the back of your sheet, we'll see what happens from there. Did that, cover there. Did that from yesterday. Zip on to. There we go. Alright.
How do you know what we did? Like, is it over there somewhere?
What we did yesterday?
No, but you're just like, did that.
Oh, on my computer screen I can see it from the angle. It's tilted just enough. Genius. Yes, Mickey?
Oh, I have a question.
What's up, Mickey?
Okay. What happens when you retire? What's going to happen to all this stuff?
They just burn it.
Oh my God.
Give me
But
some
you
of
spent
it.
your money on this and you're going to waste
I
your
didn't.
money.
All of this stuff was given to my students.
What?
Really?
Yeah. People like it. It's awesome.
That's stupid.
Can I have some of it, like the little
What are the things?
This is why we don't need to record this class.
You're even gonna burn
So
them.
focusing, learning right now. I know, teaching. Alright, back to this. We're going to take a look at the poem Maggie and Millie and Molly and May. First question we're going to have Dykowski. What's the stanza?
It's a paragraph inside a poem.
Nice one. And in our poem Maggie and Millie and Molly and May, how many stanzas do we have?
6.
Good job, good teamwork. 6. We're going to read half of it and then we're going to take a break and we'll read the other half of it. So first, we'll do the first 3 stanzas and go from there. So, sure. Raccoon? Sure. You're going to read it out? Yeah, the first 3. Those right there.
Maggie and Millie and Molly and May went down to the beach to play one day, and Maggie discovered a shell that sang so sweetly she could remember her troubles, and Millie befriended a stranded star whose rays 5
Languid.
languid fingers were.
Nicely done. Maggie and Millie and Molly and May went down to the beach to play one day, and Maggie discovered a shell that sang so sweetly she couldn't remember her troubles, and Millie befriended a stranded star whose rays 5 languid fingers war. By the way, why do I have to pronounce that last word as war? Johnson? Nice one. That's rhyme with star and then war and the whole rhyme scheme which we'll get to. First off, our location, Higgy. Where is our poem taking place?
The beach.
How do you know it's taking place at the beach?
It says Maggie and Millie and Molly and May went down to the beach.
Nicely done. It says so right there in the poem. With the beach, and then we have characters. Freebie. Who are our characters in the poem so far?
Maggie, Millie, Molly, and May.
Nicely done. And then we go through there, and each character is going to get a chance to meet something at the beach, or do something at the beach. The first one says, and Maggie discovered a shell that sang so sweetly she couldn't remember her troubles. And, well, let's back up a step. Free H, what does Maggie find at the beach?
A shell.
A shell. Now, what does it mean when she finds a shell that sings? Because crabs that live in shells, they don't have vocal cords really. All they do is go, it doesn't really sing much. So how is it a singing shell, do you know?
Because some shells when you like conch shell,
Uh-huh. What about them?
if you put them up to your ear.
Nice. That is the part you stopped on. Nicely done. That you can take the shell, the conch shell, the one that has the big swirly thing on it, and you can hold them up to your ear, and then it has that sort of singing sound. So talk about the idea that she holds it up to her ear, and it makes her feel happy, and it takes her away from the beach, and it takes her to her happy place. By the way, oftentimes people say that you can hear the ocean in there. You cannot. In case you didn't know what it was, you can get the same effect from a shell by taking your hands and cupping it over your ear. If you do that, and I'll stop talking in a moment, because what you're hearing with a seashell is not the ocean. You're hearing blood flow across your own eardrum. You're just cutting out all sound from going in there. So all it is blood as it flows across your eardrum. And that blood sound is this, because there's blood going right past it. Now, the reason it sounds like an ocean with a seashell is because you get that echo, and it goes into the shell. When I stop talking in a moment, you'll have just that. Ready? And that's the same thing. So you have that. It's the same idea. So I didn't mean to ruin the magic of fairies and seashells for you, but it's just the blood going past your ear. Now, if you don't hear that, it's because you're dead. It's a good test to see if you're a zombie. And you're like, oh, yeah, brains sound really good. So you'll figure out right away that you're a zombie and that you have issues. Our next one, from there, Millie. What does Millie find when she gets out there to the beach? Maze?
A stranded star.
A stranded star. Nicely done. Now, one, do you know what the word stranded means? That's very honest of you. Jordan?
Stranded means like you're like you have like nowhere else to go.
Nice one, stuck out by yourself. So like my slow kids, when they get over here, they become stranded by themselves. They don't get help from other people. So stranded is when you're off on an island all on your own. Do you guys know what stranded star she finds? Or what is the reference to when it says she finds the stranded star? Forbes?
Starfish.
Nicely done. Referring to the starfish, where it has a little thing right there. Because it says rays. Now, the tricky thing is when it says the languid fingers. Not a word I expect you to know. Languid comes from Tchaikovsky.
Am I answering what it is?
Apparently.
I think it means like the little suction.
Little suction cup things on there? No, but a good guess. I know, right? It connects to, sometimes you guys are languid in class. It refers to floppiness. Like when you guys are sitting in first period, and you just sort of lay there like, it looks like somebody could go over and like pick you up and you just go, that's languid. So the idea here being is when she picks up the starfish, and she picks it up, his little arms go, she comes up. I know you're thinking, Mr. Broviak, I found a starfish at a store once, and it was like a ninja star, and I hit my brother with it. That's because the starfish get dried out, and they get hard and crunchy. When they're fresh, and they're still alive, they're all floppity like you are. Just like if we were to kill you and then sit you out in the sun for a couple of years, you'd be all stiff like that too, and a giant could throw you like a ninja star. It just doesn't happen very often.
So you're saying that starfish, when they die, they're
They get,
wet?
they're
What
well,
if
when they
in
die, they
water?
get, well, they do, then they wash up on shore, and then people pick them up, and you put them out in the sun, and the sun bakes them.
What if they don't float?
But I don't know. Go out in the ocean.
Everything comes back
Or
to shore.
we could do this. Boop. Taking a look at our next three stanzas, and we'll keep going from there. Sure, Aaron.
And Molly was chased by a horrible thing which raced sideways while blowing bubbles, and may come home with a smooth round stone, as small as a world and as large as a loan. For whatever we lose, like you or me, it's always ourselves we find in the sea.
Nicely done. And Molly was chased by a horrible thing which raced sideways while blowing bubbles. And May came home with a smooth round stone, as small as a world, as large as a loan. For whatever we lose, like a you or a me, it's always ourselves we find in the sea. Molly! What does Molly find when she goes out there? It's weird. It says it's a creature, and the idea of it running sideways, if you will, like little legs, they go like chaka 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 chaka, it goes back and forth. Would it be Dumpert?
Crab.
Nice. That's a little crab. That's her. Rah! That chases behind her. Little legs going back and forth like that. Unfortunately, we're running out of time. The bell's going to ring. But this is as far as I wanted to get to it. What's going to happen is this poem is going to be on the quiz coming up. And you're going to have to figure out, I gave you the starting part of the poem, and then you have to figure out the rest of the poem on your own. I figure I build you up, and then I smack you on the back and you take off all on your own. More importantly, what we have coming up tomorrow? Test over what?
Vocab.
Alright, hang on. Don't get up yet. I want your ugly mugs on here. I mean, very pretty faces.